My name is Shahar Attias, and welcome to the sexiest panel you're going to hear today. And some may say throughout the year, although those who say so are related to me or work for me.
Right.
It could be taken with a pinch of salt. A bit about myself. I've been in the industry for over 2 decades. I am slightly not young. For the past 15 years, I've been running Hybrid Interaction. We are a boutique iGaming CRM consulting agency. We have provided strategic advisory services to publicly listed companies across all regulations. And we currently also deliver hands-on execution done by experts certified on the major platforms and marketing automation solutions that exist. Speaking of marketing automation, let's circle back to the panel's topic. I'll need to read from the text here. As per the Merriam-Webster dictionary, real-time is a buzzword, a bullshit term made by software engineers to justify larger development budgets and even longer lunch breaks. So as you can understand, to me, a real time isn't something you come across too often, much like a tasty aubergine. Many talks about it, but rare few can actually deliver, at least when it comes to online gambling, as it requires a full suite of services for proper CRM implementation. So what's real-time at large, okay? It requires you the ability to detect an action, trigger a process, launch a message, and, wait for it, awarding the bonus. So all of this has to be done in real time, and if you miss on any one of these steps, then you're actually not delivering real time because you're just delivering partial, and that's not where you want to be. So let's now meet the panelists and ask for their own take on real time and how it relates to their day job, because as you can see with these looks, they're clearly also working after hours. Delia?
Yeah, hi. Nice to meet you. My name is Delia. I'm leading the CRM team for online and offline casinos in Switzerland. So for me, real-time CRM is like the most important thing. Like it has to trigger like real-time. Yeah, that's it.
Hi all, I'm Harel. I'm the Vice President of Sales Business Development Marketing at Solitics, which is a real-time customer engagement and analytics platform. Been in the company for over 4 years and in the advertising marketing over 10. For me and for us, real-time is responding live to anything related to the customer engagement, customer data, and customer behavior, and so on. Not just based on a specific trigger, but as a whole, to all the data in context to the history, with an in-depth association as far as the data is concerned.
All right. Hello. It's a pleasure being here. My name is Giorgini, and I'm a machine learning engineer at AI Technologies. We develop virtual assistants for enterprise. Basically, it's an advanced chatbot. What, for us, real-time means being able to discover new and anomalous behaviors in user conversations with the virtual assistants so that we can react very quickly. And that's it. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here. My name is Daniel. I'm Director of Operations for Dalerio Consulting. We focus in outsourcing solutions and also in customer support. And for me, real time means how much my team gets to suffer from the tiny issues that the user have and the system doesn't fix.
Hi, I'm Rob, Chief Commercial Officer at Globalbet. For me, real time is a way that we use to actually engage better with our game, how our games engage better with our players, and understand the analytics, the data behind it to actually create a better product in the long run to be able to serve our customers better.
Fantastic. So let's dive right into it. Delia, can real-time CRM and analytics actually help in maximizing player lifetime value? And even more important, can it reduce the work on the casino managers?
Oh, so I guess it's not just the analytics. It's just like everything that goes hand in hand, like the whole player engagement you're doing when you're doing it real time. So you trigger like a bonus real time, you're acting and you're like responding of what the player is doing. So it's not just like the analytics, it's like everything that goes hand in hand. And definitely it doesn't make life easier. It makes it more complex and yeah, but also more interesting because yeah, you can really interact with your customers and your players and yeah, that's the way to go.
Okay. Rob, what's your take on this?
I didn't hear the question properly. I'm sorry. Can you repeat the question?
No, of course. I will answer it just for you, but I will speak slowly.
Thank you.
Okay,
It takes time for me.
just,
Getting older.
Of course, because you're far away. That's
As
the
well,
reason.
yeah.
Yes. But you still think of me even from this distance.
Can you repeat the question?
Yes. Can real-time CRM and analytics actually help in maximizing player lifetime value?
Well, from our sense, of course it can, but there's also one thing that's worrying me is that we are pigeonholing it just to saying bonuses over here so far. And I think we need to start looking at the greater picture that CRM is not just a real-time CRM, it's not just there for improving lifetime of a player, it's also there to actually help us deliver our product better and also make sure that we are doing things in the correct way with regards to regulation and everything. Today we serve 850,000 bets per hour. Now, being able to manage that is obviously from a real-time perspective next to impossible, which is why we need systems that come in and say to us, listen, hold on a second, this is becoming a problem to manage. It's a huge data crunch. So yes, you do create lifetime value, but you also help you serve 850,000 people per hour in a better way. And no way can any human person keep up with that, which is why we're starting to look now not only at CRMs, but also CRMs that are starting to integrate AI inside there, which is where we need to sit down and talk about how we can put all systems together to help us. We are dealing with a huge amount of data, and it's impossible. So yes, it does, of course.
Okay.
That's
Daniel?
my take.
Yeah. Daniel, you have any thoughts of this?
Yes. So the difference with real-time CRM is basically 50 years ago, the work that could be accomplished by a whole floor of accountants right now can be completed by one intern with Excel. So real-time CRM is mandatory because every platform needs to get a step over the other platforms. There are countless platforms at the moment, and the user's attention span is getting smaller. So you need to be able to grab every opportunity, and real-time CRM should be able to help with that.
Good. Diego.
Yeah.
Another question to you. What obstacles does the industry face in order to implement real-time in iGaming and make it globally popular? From your perspective, from AI, with AI, how do you see this?
Okay, interesting question. Okay, of course, real-time is more difficult to implement. There is an infrastructure, maybe an integration part that are more challenging because in real-time data, all this data comes and you have to handle it in a streaming manner. You have to do it immediately. So there are particular algorithms and infrastructure that these have specific way of being deployed, and these need to have high throughput. AI also, now there are starting to being created specifically to have immediate latency just for these cases. There are algorithms that can group users so that if there is something happens, they can do something specific. For example, I can think of recommenders. So when a user wants the new game, wants to play something, we can show something relevant just for him. And we don't want to show something not useful. So this also increases engagement with users.
Absolutely, usability is key. Harel, you have something to say about this one?
I think that the industry today, there are two main things that are really stopping them from actually going and working in real time. One is the whole infrastructure. So a lot of platforms, a lot of operators are choosing to develop in-house and try to overcome the challenges of big data and real-time, which in our opinion, in my opinion, it's a huge mistake. There are solutions out there that can enable them to overcome this without having to invest millions of dollars in resources into that. And the second thing, funnily enough, and I actually agree with what Rob said regarding all the, not just looking at real time and not just looking at, bonusing, it's the whole product and the customer experience that you provide. So another thing that's stopping them is the mindset. People are afraid to move forward. They're looking at very small things and they're afraid to take that leap forward and not look at the customers in a completely different way, not understand that today, in order to really get ahead of the competition, they need to change their, get away from those daily email campaigns and responding to very, very small triggers on the front end and start looking at the customer in the real-time aspect, the big data aspect, and responding in a completely innovative, new, whole way in real time. So those two things, I think, are really holding the industry back. It is changing, but it's taking time.
It's an excellent segue to the next topic, which is, you've just touched exactly on the point. This is trendy, this is fashionable, everybody talking about it, but how can you make sure that, when you see something on a demo, which usually is on even an offline environment, how can you make sure that you're going to get a product that really meets real time?
Right. So real time is a buzzword, and let's actually define what real time means. So if somebody's selling you real time, and they're saying, real time, you need to check. What does that mean? Does that mean responding in 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 10 seconds, 15 seconds, less than a second? Let's understand, and not just the response time, but in what context. Is it all the data? Is it front-end data? Is it whatever data the brand or the platform can deliver to the provider? Because those are important definitions of what real-time means. So first of all, if you want to understand and if you want to overcome and make sure you're going to get what you're looking for, make sure you're aligning expectations as far as what your definition of real-time is. Secondly, look at your infrastructure. You know what you have. You have a queue, you have a stream, you have DBs, and that's it. Understand what you have, and to ask that provider, okay, this is what I have. How are you going to deliver real-time if this is what I have? And get good answers. Don't settle for, oh yeah, we know this, we'll do it, don't worry. Another thing you have to be aware of is them, the providers, asking you to develop it. Saying, yeah, you just need to set up this queue and you're ready to go. No, that costs tens, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars, time, money. It never works properly from day one. It's a huge pain. Don't develop internally. Find suppliers that can actually do it for you. And finally, and this is actually really important, set up some of your most advanced use cases. Ask them, okay, here's the use case. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 use cases. Show us how you're going to do that. Explain how it's going to work. If possible, ask for some sort of POC. Don't go into a 3-year marriage with a supplier that's going to give you, some sort of basic functionality in real time just because they said so, just because it's popular, or just because the salesperson was just an incredible person.
Excellent. And thanks for saying marriage in a gambling conference. People need to remember that.
Avoid marriage.
Yes,
I said avoid marriage.
Delia, real-time analysis, does this, and CRM management at large, does this create any challenges when it comes to privacy?
It can, because not privacy, I guess it's more like security a little bit for the players, because if you're like having real time, you also like having a little bit more, you have a little bit more responsibility as a CRM manager, because the people also can get a little bit gaming addicted and everything, so they also need to have the option to opt out from all your things you're doing, like all the messages you're sending them. So
okay.
I guess it comes with more responsibility on the on this side for the player security. But yeah.
Got it. And I have another question which I would like to, in the few minutes that we'll still have, for everybody to relate to. How can you see, in terms of even actual numbers, how can you see the impact of real-time on iGaming businesses when it comes to long-term projects? Okay, so not really. I mean, yes, everybody can understand how real-time can assist you ad hoc in a specific scenario right now. How can it contribute to VIP loyalty programs that actually, and programs and schemes that actually you set in place for months and months in order to get the ROI, the LTV back from the player over time? Daniel, maybe you want to begin?
Yes, of course. So in order to analyze the long-term, the longevity of the player and how much the automation would serve in that, of course, it's a very great leap from the manual response and from the manual analysis. When you have a team of agents that are handling several users, of course, there are mistakes to be bound. Of course, the people will not be able to see every single factor and how the player will react to it. While if you're including automation, if you're including real-time CRM, you'll be able to get more data from the user and you'll be able to bring better results and to have a more happy player.
Rob? I understand exactly where we're going with everything is looking at from a marketing tool. I'm also looking at CRM to becoming, especially real-time CRM, to becoming more of a regulatory issue as well as going forward, because I believe that we are dealing with so many new regulations that are coming and so many regulatory changes that we need to get this data in real time. Nowadays, we need to understand where the player is going. And for player protection, this is starting to become a very important tool that a lot of platforms, and I do come from the platform side of the business, are starting to look at. We cannot keep up. And through a CRM, maybe we start putting in our regulatory, let's say, curtains around us that can help us be more agile. And obviously, real time is the way to go, because governments, the regulators do not tell you, oh, we found out 1 month before that this happened. You need to know on time when the player is in tilt or not. You need to find out there and then. And sometimes platforms cannot keep up with that.
But I don't really have numbers about this part, but I can say I can connect with the privacy and security about your last question. And also in AI, this is a big topic, how to ensure privacy of users. Because, for example, it really depends on the AI algorithm. There are some that don't really need any training, so there's not a problem with this as long as the data itself was anonymized, etc. While there are some AI models that need to be trained on your data to be effective. And in that case, this model may leak data. So there is this big branch called differential privacy, where they're trying to ensure mathematically that there's no data to leak. But there's been a lot of work, but it's still very emerging. And it's very interesting.
Thank you. We have just a couple of minutes left. Any questions from the crowd? Anybody would like to? I mean, no? Nothing. So maybe we'll continue discussing actually impact on long-term marketing.
I think the brands that take the, sitting from a hot seat of seeing brands that used to work in a certain way and then they move to the real-time aspect, if they come with the right mindset, if they come and understand that it's real-time as part of a product and as part of a general customer experience, and they sort of think, have that right mindset, forward thinking, then the impact is substantial. You see the impact as far, it's sort of that old saying, like, where everybody knows your name. That's how your customers feel. It's their home. They feel comfortable there. They feel comfortable, they spend more money, they have a great time, and they're not about beating the system, but it's, having fun and doing what they want. So if you have that right mindset, we see an incredible impact, literally impacts, uplifts of dozens of % across the board. Conversion, retention, churn prevention, LTV.
Delia? In five words or less.
I left her 8 seconds.
Actually, I agree to what Harel said. Totally, yeah.
Thank you.
Fantastic. Good stuff. Thank you, everybody. I hope the others will not be boring because we rock. See you next time.